Hi, it's been a minute since I've done a video. I have been so busy, and it is November. It's the end of November. I'm really excited. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I was just about to light one of my favorite incenses. It's called Temple of India. If you are familiar with Temple of India, you know it smells so good. I'm going to light that right now. It is a good time of the year. It's actually turned cold. As you can see, I have my comforter. I had to pull that back out because the weather here is getting chilly, and I love that. I wait all year for this. So, oh, my nose is itchy. Someone must be thinking about me. Actually, my mom is in the Philippines. Well, she's coming back from the Philippines. She's probably on an airplane right now, and I'm excited because she's been gone for over a month now. And yeah, this is Temple of India. So she'll be arriving in LA tomorrow night. And it was her birthday, which was on the 18th. So happy birthday to Mom. She turns 77. We're going to actually have a little surprise birthday for her on Thanksgiving Day. So for you guys that are celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving early. Yeah, this is Temple of India, or India Temple, but I call it Temple of India. I don't know why I call it Temple of India, but India Temple. This is what it says. But anyway, it smells amazing. It's right up there with Nag Champa for me. I love the smell of Nag Champa. So if you guys are into incense, let me know what your favorite ones are. This one is one of my all-time favorites. And let me see where I could stick this right now so I don't burn everything. I don't have my little abalone shell with me. Let me go grab this real quick. Oh, wait a second. I got a new candle. This one, it's just from the dollar store. It was $1.25, I believe. And this is the Lord's Prayer. And it's a picture of Jesus. So sometimes I just do this. If I don't have something to put it in, it's okay. I'll sweep up my room. Ah! There goes some ashes. I'll let that burn a little bit. And just kind of stick that in my candle. Right there. Okay. I'm going to put that aside. Oh. So, I'm going to get a little bit of water. This is just a hello, how are you doing type video. I haven't touched base with you guys in a while. So, I wanted to see what you guys are doing over the holidays. Happy holidays. If you celebrate Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate, or if you get back together with family, or if you just use that time to be alone, that's totally fine. But what I was saying is my mom's coming back from the Philippines. She's been gone for about a month, and she had her birthday on yesterday was her birthday, but since the Philippines is 12 hours ahead, her birthday was actually yesterday. So, and hopefully that makes sense. But I gave her a call. I was able to contact her through my uncle, and she had a dream about me, which was, she asked me when I called her and I got on the phone with her yesterday. She asked, or the night before actually, it was the 17th for us, and of course it was like 8 o'clock in the morning for them in the Philippines. And I believe they were in Manila at the time when I spoke with her. And she said she had a dream about me. And I said, okay. But she asked me what, if I was okay. And I'm like, okay. And so she said, because I had a dream about you. And she said she actually had two dreams about me. And she said that the first one, I don't know how, if I was little or how, she didn't specify. I guess she'll tell me when she gets home. She didn't really specify, but she said that I had gotten lost in a forest. And she said that she was so mad at my father, and maybe this was when I was younger. I mean, this didn't actually happen. I mean, I always loved being in our I wouldn't call a forest, but I guess we had a very wooded lot growing up, and I'd go out there by myself. I've always been comfortable going out in nature. So, go back to her story. She said that her dream was that she was really upset because I was they couldn't find me, and I guess I was maybe under my dad's care. I'll get the full story when she gets back. I want to finish her story, um, but I didn't get the whole bit of it. And then, and my dad's passed, so I don't know if maybe that was a visitation from him, or he just popped up in her dream. But she was very upset with him because they couldn't find me. And then in the second dream, she said that again, this one, she said there was a fire, and she didn't specify the fire, where the fire, if it was a house fire, if it was just a fire in general. But she said again they couldn't find me. So I haven't looked up any messages or symbols of fire in how it relates to um, being lost or losing or having someone. I guess obviously I'm her child, so really I don't know what her symbols are, because when people have dreams, and when you have a dream, um, you have to look at your own symbols, and you can find meanings. I believe that you can find a meaning for everything. So it'll be interesting to know what that means for her, that feeling, the feeling of having a child that is lost. And again, I don't know how old I was in her dream, so that might be a big factor as well. It's different if I was a child and I was lost, and she didn't know where I was. I mean, she had 7 children, so I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters, so there's a total of 7 of us. But she said specifically that forest dream, I was lost. My father, I guess maybe I was under his care, or he didn't know where I was. And then the second one was fire, and there was a fire, and I was lost again. So I know for me, I love fire. I love being outdoors. I am the type of person that, like, if I'm with a group, I'm one that tends to walk away and go explore somewhere. So I'm not sure if that's what she means by her dream, but it will be a to be continued when she gets back, and I'll let you guys know. So I'm just kind of planning. We're hosting Thanksgiving at our house this year. Last year I was in the Philippines with my mother. So we were traveling for about 6 weeks, and we went to many countries. We took a cruise, as well as stayed in Manila and toured the different provinces in the Philippines. That was my first time. I am Filipina. I was born in New Jersey, Newark, but I've been in Florida, which I consider myself a Florida native, hence the name of my channel, because I've been here since I was 4 years old, or basically since I was in kindergarten. And I just want to, say that experience, going back to the Philippines, actually not going back, I've never been there. It was my first time. This time last year for Thanksgiving, we were back before Christmas last year, but for Thanksgiving we were definitely, and for my mom's birthday, we were in her province, which is Zambales, which is, if you know where Subic Bay is, Masinloc is the province, and she is from a town called Zambales, and they have their own languages. So interesting, and I really appreciate the opportunity to have gone with my mom. It's just something that I've always wanted to do, as far as travel with her. And she is going to be 70, well actually 70, she's 77 years old now, which brings me back to my point that we're hosting Thanksgiving, and we're going to have a little surprise birthday party for her. It probably won't be a surprise because everyone, we've got a huge family, so there's really no surprises. It's very hard to have a surprise party, but I just wanted to. She was so happy. She's happy that we got a ticket. My sister is flying out at 6 o'clock in the morning to go get her while she's going to LA and then my mom's flying in, and then my sister will be flying right back on the 21st with my mom. So we don't really, even though she's 77, she has all her faculties and she's great, we just don't like her to travel by herself. So I don't know if you have older parents that travel or they have the ability to travel by themselves. When she goes to California, or if she goes to the Philippines, she always has someone to travel with her, and it's nice because there's always someone there to carry her luggage, and make sure that she's getting any type of services that she needs. As we grow older, we maybe need like the wheelchair. Heck, sometimes some of those airports are really, the terminals are pretty far, and to catch your plane, it can be a little challenging for someone who's older. So anyway, it's a good time of the year. I was actually going to do like a show and tell. I was cleaning the house because that's, I'm living at my mom's, and I really probably wouldn't have any other way right now, honestly, because, these last 8 months have been a really emotionally challenging year. I was just telling someone, my neighbor, I was inviting her over for my mom's birthday party for Thanksgiving. She's going to stop by, so that will be really fun. We have great neighbors. Of course, I've only been living here for about 8 months, about 8 months now. I'd say, let's go ahead and say a year. So since January, definitely, or December, when I got back from the Philippines, and let me tell you a little about that. I had a house, and with my ex-boyfriend, and basically we went our separate ways, and he sold the house, and I don't want to say too much in that energy because that's just the past thing. That's really the things that you go through in life, very personal. But again, obviously I'm on Facebook, so I'm not Facebook, but YouTube. So some of my life is going to be public, but my journey is more of, I needed to leave that situation. It was a toxic relationship for me for a very long time, and it was difficult. It was difficult because there were so many, let me say, red flags, red flags for me. And that's why this channel is about getting back on your spiritual path if you're not on your spiritual path, or at least looking into the reasons why we have things that happen and occur in our lives, and how that invisible world, you could call it spirit, you could call it God, you could call it the universe, you could call it your higher self, you could call it your angels, your guardian angels, whatever you want to call it. But there is this invisible realm, this spiritual realm that is in this background, per se, this unseen world that, quite honestly, I don't think we talk much about it. Not openly. It's very taboo with some people. And that's totally okay. I'm never judging anyone with their spiritual path. I'm just sharing a little bit about mine, that something that has happened and things that have happened in my life that have given me a firm foundation and that confidence in knowing that we have this Heavenly Father, this energy, this unconditional loving creator, same creator that created you, that created everything and permeates through this three-dimensional world that we live in and beyond. Yes, that includes that four-dimensional, that fifth-dimensional, that spiritual realm. It includes everything. Nothing is separate in this world. And it might seem like it is. It might seem like that's not possible. There's there's nothing after, and that's totally fine if you believe that. Some people believe that, we have this physical life, and when it's done, you're out of the physical body, you're done. That has not been my experience, nor is it my belief. And of course, everyone is entitled to their opinion based on what they believe, how they grew up, their experiences. And I do talk a lot about my experiences. I want to get back on that path of talking to you and sharing more about my spiritual journey. And hopefully that will inspire you to delve a little bit deeper into who you are and what you're truly capable of, and anything that's going to help you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, that has connections and ties with the spiritual realm. And I could explain more about that. There's so many examples that are popping up in my head, and there's just so many laws in this universe. There's spiritual laws. There's or you could just keep it simple and just go to God and ask and pray. Asking, talking about God, having the thoughts of God. That to me is the same thing as praying. We don't always have to be asking for something. Sometimes we need to, get quiet, and which is difficult, especially with the internet, especially with this YouTube channel. Maybe, sometimes we like to keep our mind busy. But I do encourage you to go out. If it's outdoors, I find solace outdoors, because I can disconnect from, of course I could always bring my phone when I walk, and I sometimes do when I'm filming, but sometimes if you could leave your phone, put it down somewhere, and go out in nature and commune. And if you can't do it during the day, try it at night. And I just did a real short video of being outside in the moonlight and being in touch with nature and listening to the sounds of wildlife, of the crickets, looking at the moon, looking at the wonders of what we have. We're always looking for some miracle. I'm holding a crystal. This is one of my father's crystals. He enjoyed, I don't know if it'll catch the light. I'm not sure if it's Swarovski, but he collected these little crystals, and I'm just holding it. He enjoyed that. And he also loved nature. He always loved being outdoors. Maybe that is, not maybe, but I do definitely think that that's part of what's made me who I am, my love of nature, of being outdoors. I'd always rather be outdoors than be indoors. So hopefully, you're taking that time to really pour back into yourself. I feel in this energy that it's definitely a new cycle for me. I feel the difference of 8 months ago and my energy now. And we always have a choice, especially during breakups, especially when things haven't gone exactly how maybe you had envisioned it, or maybe people betray you, or people don't have the best intentions, and sometimes they put themselves first before you, and that's okay. That's what we're supposed to do, right? And some people, there's ways of doing it, right? And there's ways of having compassion. There's ways of having some integrity. And sometimes you're going to bump into people that don't have that integrity. They don't have the same morals as you. They don't have the same morals, values, principles, even manners. And sometimes it's based on how they were raised. Sometimes they know better and they just do the opposite. I'm never putting this on the blame. There was a time that I was a little angry about my situation because there was betrayals. There were backstabbing, there was lying, cheating, stealing, all of that, and you have to come to a place where, well, first of all, God never gives you more than you can handle, and I've found firsthand That is so true. If you could just push through it. So some of you, I do pray for you. I said it. I said it just last night to God. You know, I'm pray for the people, those that are struggling emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, even if you're having a mental issues or emotional issues, especially, and physical challenges. Perhaps you have, you know, a debilitating disease or chronic illness. I encourage you to find, first of all, I'm not a medical professional, but definitely, you know, see your doctor and 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 take care of yourself. Listen to your body, listen to your own intuition, because your intuition will tell you so much about what your body needs, your mind needs, what you need. Sometimes disconnecting from the world, you know, sometimes disconnecting from the drama of whatever's going around you, or maybe you feel it's towards you, but we have free will, and that's the importance of free will, is that we can move ourselves out of dangerous situations that no longer serve us, situations that are keeping us stagnant, and those situations that no longer help in your own growth, whether it be your own soul's growth, your emotional growth, your spiritual growth, your physical or mental growth. So this year coming up, hopefully you guys are going to be able to, you know, take a deep dive and look at yourself and look at your life and see, you know, where there's not necessarily weak points, but places and areas in your life that you want to improve. I'm never telling you what you need to improve, because I don't know what you want to improve, and perhaps you feel you're perfect and life is perfect, and that's fantastic. You know, you're doing things right. You know, you're maybe you've always been on your path, but for those that have maybe strayed or got involved with a different element of people, that may have kept you stuck, because you know, I always take accountability for what I don't do, what I do and what I don't do. So, and it takes a type of maturity, an emotional maturity to really, and a spiritual maturity. And that maybe for some of you, maybe that's what lacked in the people that you were dealing with over the last year, could be maybe a few years, maybe even decades, and you found the courage to move. And it does take courage. I know you could say all day long to someone, and people used to tell me, you know, or question, maybe not necessarily tell me, because they know that I'm very headstrong and I'm not going to do anything until I'm ready to do it, you know. I think in my situation, I was stuck in this potential of others. Let me put it that way. And you can't really put all your baskets on the potential of others, because we can't change people and we can't control people, and we don't want to do that, because changing someone, you know, heck, it's hard enough to change yourself, but then to try to change another person, that's nearly impossible. But when someone tells you outright they do not want to change, believe them. A lot of times, if you're not blessed enough to hear those words and just move on, take a look at their actions, because actions speak louder than words. Words are great because you could be honest and someone can tell you that. And once I heard that from my ex-partner, I do not want to change, then I remember the moment when he said that to me. I do not want to change, and I had to deal with someone that was an alcoholic, that is still an alcoholic. Not sure if he went to go get help. I haven't had any contact with him, and this video is not about him. It's about where I've come. It's where I've gone. I've had to move residences in a place where, you know, I considered my home. So when I got back from the Philippines this time last year, so it's about almost a year now. And if you've seen some of my other videos, I know I've been very vague about my story, because I never wanted to trigger anyone, and I think at that point I wasn't ready to talk about things, and I'm still not going to delve into, unless you have questions, any specific questions on how I was able to move. And people that are in this situation, or in that particular situation, when you're leaving a long relationship or friendship, or, you know, family dynamic, there's a lot of talk in your own head, you know. Sometimes some of you are in a survival mode where you have children, and, you know, maybe that your partner is the breadwinner, and you don't have money, you don't have a job, maybe you feel like you don't have skills, and, you know, there's always help out there. Luckily, I did not depend on anyone financially, and we did not have children. We had a cat, which I did take care of that situation. She is now living with me here and my mom's, and I'm not ashamed to say it, because I talk to my mom and I tell her I am so grateful, because my situation could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot, I'd say, more, it would have been messier, okay? And I'm not saying your life is messy if you have kids, or if you're married, or you have like financial ties with whoever, you know, if that's your situation, if that was my situation. But for me, aside from some minor, it's inconveniences, basically, it's a lot of things that had to occur, and I'm so grateful that my mom allowed me to move back in with her, and it works out nicely, because I would rather, you know, she no longer drives. She just turned 77. She wants to travel. I have my brother that also lives here, and he is needs some help, has some health challenges, and, you know, that's where I am at in life right now. I, you know, decided to do a year sabbatical. It's definitely been a year, and, you know, without the support of my family, and especially my mom, and God, really, and God. And that's why I just really want to emphasize that getting connected, because we're all connected. We're all connected to each other. We're all connected with God. But just taking that time to sit, all the major avatars, all the major prophets, and the greats, the spiritual greats, have always gone within. They've gone to meditate. They've always, you know, even Jesus went off away from his disciples and went off to pray and commune with God. So, you know, we're supposed to be doing, for those that have heard the story of Jesus, you hear it over and over again that he talks about communing with his Father, his heavenly Father. So I just want to have you maybe revisit that and think about what Jesus did. He did fasts. He fasted. He went out into the desert by himself. And of course, I'm never telling you what to do. I'm not comparing you or myself to Jesus, because I'm far from Jesus. But we all have that potential, as Jesus said. These works I do, we will be able to do and more. That's the gist of it anyway. So if you're not familiar with that, you guys could Google it. I'm glad I'm back. I'm glad I've just had my hands full, as we all have. We're all getting ready for the holidays. I still have a broken riding mower. I'm getting the house ready for friends and family to come over for Thanksgiving. I've had a few friends that are going through challenges right now. I feel that, and I've reconnected with old friends that so much. It's like everyone has a lot going on, and of course, I'm sure people are inviting you to go places and do things, and I feel like I want to do all the things, but I'm not able to. So I always have to put my own health, my mental health first, my physical health first, my spiritual health, what I'm ready for. And I love the people that are coming back out, or actually it's me coming back out into this world. And some of you, maybe you're feeling that for yourself. Maybe my story totally does not resonate with you, but hopefully something does. One last thing I just wanted to show you. I've been working with energy lately, and we all work with energy. And I'm sure you've seen this, but one of the games I'm doing for Thanksgiving is using your energy to bend spoons and bend a fork. Okay? So you can do it. It's really interesting doing this. I've done this several times without using your strength. Okay, this is a pretty tough piece of metal, right? But and I could do a video on this, but basically what you're going to do is you're going to use your chi, your energy. You could use your mind. And honestly, I don't know exactly how it works, but I know it is like a quantum energy field. That's how it's explained. But you could feel it. And if you get a fork or a spoon or anything metal, and the first time it took me about an hour to do this. This was a few years ago. And then I'm like, I don't know, I was just in this zone. And I wanted to try it out again. And this took me about 30 minutes to do this one. And you can see the spoon is bent. And this isn't, I showed this message to she's, oh my gosh, we've had that spoon for like 40 years. I can't, and I take the last one. I'm like, yeah, this is a vintage spoon, so I felt bad. But I wanted to show her because we're going to play this game for Thanksgiving. So I don't know if you guys play games for Thanksgiving. Just like a little bonding type of thing we do as a family or with friends. We do it during Christmas too. We have some fun games. So just an idea for you. And what you can do, there are videos on YouTube to feel it. I almost felt it bending. But there will be a point by using that you'll feel like the metal almost feels like taffy. And at that point, when you feel the metal, and you won't feel any heat, which is crazy, but I think everything is possible in this world under God. Everything's possible. Nothing is impossible. So when you feel it almost like taffy, and you put that focus, and sometimes you over-focusing on it makes it more difficult. Sometimes you just have to put the spoon down and then come back to it. Sometimes it's our thoughts too that we are limiting, that were our self-limiting beliefs that we can't bend this spoon. But you can see that I've done that with the fork and the prongs. And it's basically this metal right here. You could feel it go like taffy, softer. And I want to get to a point where I don't have to, there's not much time to do it. Like it's a shorter amount of time, if that makes sense. And so once you feel the metal, almost like taffy, almost like it's bendable, that's when you can bend it very easily. Again, that taffy, what would be another good example? Like almost like melted. It feels like liquid. It feels like a liquid, like metal's liquid, or it softens, and then that's when you could bend it so easily. So hopefully you guys could try that out. I just have to figure out, I'm trying to figure out how to execute this game with a lot of people that are coming to the house. So this, I don't know if you guys could look at my crystal. I want to get it where the colors, you could see it. So pretty. There we go. I'm glad to be back. Hopefully this video finds you well. I will make more videos, I promise. I've just been really busy. My dad has a ton of these. And so it's a good thing to remember him by. I feel very connected. Sometimes objects have the energy of past on loved ones. That's another thing. If you don't believe that, that's okay as well. I'm not here to convince you otherwise, but this is just a reminder, and it feels good. And you guys know I love crystals. I actually collect. I am not of the belief that I know that New Age people and people that are in the occult love crystals and rocks, and I am actually a collector. I'm a self-proclaimed collector. I've been collecting rocks way before I knew anything about metaphysical things and occult things. And there's nothing wrong with it, because to me, anything that's physical comes from this earth. And this earth is a spiritual being itself. So get out in nature, love yourself, believe in yourself. If you've gone through a difficult cycle, hopefully, you're getting better, or you're on that road to healing. If you're taking care of parents, or if you have anything in your body that you feel not balanced with, whether it's fighting with a family member, or maybe someone at work, or maybe you don't like a particular person, really think about these things. Think about what triggers you. Think about the things. Like, if you could, sometimes I go through different people in my life, or people that I know, and think about that person as an exercise to see how my body feels when I think about the person. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Maybe I'll talk more about that on the next video. Don't want to make this too long. Obviously, I'm going on 40 minutes. I love you guys. I hope that you found some value in this video. Sorry I haven't posted in a while, which seems like a while to me, but I was posting every day, several times a day in the beginning of the year. But I hope you're doing well, and I will see you on the next video. I love you guys, and be well. Take care.